Hi, this is Brad Schmidt again. Today I'm going to talk about Tyler's future. And when I think about it, what comes to mind is the sky is the limit. He has been so held down. He's had to have his feet on the ground, and he hasn't been able to reach for the sky, so to speak, and reach for the stars. And I think the sky is the limit now. I think he's appreciating life a little more, or different facets of life a little more, and I think that's just going to be helping him. And also another thing I've seen is his confidence has been growing. It reminds me of when he played basketball. When he played in high school and college, he was so confident out there, and that's what I'm seeing in him. You can see it in his eyes, you can just see it in his mannerisms. He's just so much more confident with life. 1 Thessalonians 5:17 tells us to pray continually, and we have done that. Sherry, Kelsey, Tyler, and I have prayed continually for God to just take away this thorn of his flesh, just to take it away, and all of a sudden he would wake up and he would be totally fluent. And the only way that would ever happen is a clear-cut miracle. Now this, I don't know if you categorize this as a miracle. We do, because it's just so awesome that his stuttering is not gone, but he is so much more fluent nowadays, and that just helps him so much, like I said, with his confidence and things like that. And God works in mysterious ways. We wanted him to take it away just to make Tyler's life easier, and I don't think that's God's plan. As I think about it more, what we have seen is Tyler's passion for others that have this same speech impediment, and how he wants to help them. And when you're a kid, you have lots of things in school, lots of people in school that can help you with speech impediments. A lot of people get their speech impediment figured out while they're in school. Tyler is one of those that was not able to do that, and we have gone many different routes with it. But when you get to be an adult, you have to pay for it, and it gets rather expensive. So I think God gave Tyler the speech impediment because he knew that Tyler was strong enough to handle it. And through this and his passion for helping others, Tyler wants to help people by giving them scholarships to go to the place where he went, help them to pay for it. And also, his grand plan is he would love to open a place in Minnesota just like the place out in Virginia, and help people here. And so that just seems like a great future. We're just backing him 100%, whatever he wants to do.
Tyler's future. Well, I'm going to start off by saying everything that we went through as a family and where we've taken Tyler. We noticed at age 4 that he started to have a little trouble speaking and would develop a stutter. So we decided to put him in the elementary school, seeing a speech therapist. He's seen a speech therapist from elementary to middle school. And then when we moved to LeSueur, he went to a place in Mankato, an actual speech therapist looking for help. And then from there we went to a place called Snaps over by Shakopee, and we went there to see the doctor, and they decided that they thought it was all health-related issues from the food he ate, allergic reactions, so we started that way. There, they decided to give Tyler a mess of pills. He could not swallow, so in order for Tyler to do these pills, he had to crush them up and put them in applesauce. And to this day, he cannot eat applesauce. But we never noticed any changes on that. A few things, but nothing would ever cure it. Then we went to a place in the cities from there called Integrations. There, she used a holistic approach to it. We tried absolutely everything we could think of, and it would get better, but then it would never go away. And at each place that we took him to, he was always told, "There's absolutely no cure for this. You are going to have to live with this the rest of your life. No cure." Fast forward to the middle of May. Tyler's good friend found a program just by researching the internet. She found the program called EVMS, which Tyler went to in Virginia for 12 days. I can honestly say those are 12 hard days for him being away, and he had to put in some hard work. Several hours, over 100 hours of work he had to put in while he was out there. We had no idea what it would be like when he got home. I've talked to Dr. Ross several times, and he assured me that there is a cure for this, that Tyler can learn how to be his own therapist through the tools that he would give him. So I trusted it, and I trusted God that this is it. This is the place he needs to go. So we sent him. Dr. Ross had told me there's a 93% that he would be cured up to 93%. And I would have even taken 50. Anything. So that Tyler could live his life the way God intended him to live. So when he returned home, well, first of all, he sent us some updates, 3 updates throughout the time he was there. And each one, he was working so hard. No matter what Tyler does, he gives it 110%. And this was no exception. He worked so hard and knew that he had to put the work in if he wanted to see results. And he was so excited. Each one you could see the sparkle in his eye and the determination in his heart that he was going to see this through to the end. Now getting back home, he's had to work harder. I mean, every day he is practicing what he needs to practice and what Dr. Ross has taught him. And I can honestly say with confidence that I see a future so bright for Tyler. And when he went to Augsburg, he chose IT work. He chose this degree solely because of, he knew he wouldn't have to talk to others, that he could sit in a cubicle, work on computers, and he wouldn't have to talk to others. I always seen him being a special ed teacher or somehow helping others, because kids fell in love with Tyler no matter where he went. And I knew that was Tyler's real passion, is to help others. So now I just know that the sky's the limit for him, and I know that he can do whatever he wants to. And I know whatever he does, he'll put 110% in to making sure that he helps others, because that's his true passion. And I want to thank everybody who's prayed throughout this process, who's helped us, give us support. I thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And if you would keep praying that Tyler can just every day get better and to get to 100%. And we know that can happen with God's help and your prayers. Thank you.
I wanted to explain some things that I've witnessed about speech impediments in general, and specifically Tyler's speech impediment. Growing up, I saw Ty around different friends and his relationships, and around my grandparents, my cousins and aunts and uncles, and a lot of times people knew that Ty had a speech impediment that were really close to him, but it was still hard because I would still see a different person in Tyler around them, and that wasn't by his choice. So I wrestled a lot with my feelings when I would hear somebody mock him or laugh at him or somewhat make fun of him when they did or didn't realize that he had a speech impediment. And with every fiber of my being, I just wanted to go off on them and defend my brother. But I knew he didn't want anybody to know. And I just always wanted to protect him. All my life, I wanted him to understand that even though he may have a speech impediment, that's not who he is. He is a person of hard work and determination, and he's one of the most kind and selfless and devoted people that you'll ever meet. And I can't wait for people to see that now, based off his progress that he has made, that he can be more of himself around everybody. And growing up, I saw how a speech impediment can affect so many different things and so many people. I saw how it affected my parents, and I saw that my mom, who is his voice and his rock through most conversations, they were able to develop a bond where she basically could read his mind and know what he was trying to say and say it for him. And I was able to see a relationship between my dad and my brother and how they could have a language of their own through sports or whatever it might be. And oftentimes it just didn't even need words. I saw how there were milestones that were missed that Ty probably would have loved to be a part of, like not being able to give a speech at his basketball banquets. And then I would see moments where, like at his senior basketball banquet at Augsburg, they show a senior salute video, and his teammates and coaches talk about him and the two other seniors, and they said things about Ty that it somewhat shocked my parents and I, because it was so cool to see how people actually knew him. And they said things like, to accomplish the things that he's accomplished in 4 years is nothing short of extraordinary, or that he's the greatest shooter he's ever played with, or that he's a coach's dream that maximizes his potential not only as a player but as a person. And to me, my whole life, I have felt that to know Ty, or to know anybody with a speech impediment, you can do so easily without words ever being exchanged. And when I thought about my brother growing up, it wasn't in the forefront of my mind of, oh yeah, he has a speech impediment, because that doesn't make Ty who he is. His heart, his personality, and his passions make Ty who Ty is, and that's who he always will be. I just wish more than anything in this world that people would end the stigma behind stuttering and speech impediments, especially as a teacher. When I see mocking happen, it doesn't make sense to me. Living and walking through life with Ty and a person with speech impediment, it was a huge driving force for me to want to become a teacher and a school counselor in the future. And going forward, it's like you just do things as a teacher where I think twice about everything, and I want to do different activities or different things, because you never know if there's a Tyler in the room. I just want people to realize and understand that every single person has a story. Everybody is going through something, even if you might not see it. Just like so many people didn't even see Ty's speech impediment or didn't know the extent of it. And I just really wish I could get people to understand that judging is going to get us nowhere. Don't judge, and just know that your words mean so much more than you could ever fathom until they hurt somebody.